Hey everybody, what's happening? Danny the Count Koker here. We're hanging out in beautiful Snoqualmie Casino. You know me from counting cars on history. You also know me from Count 77, and that's why we're here tonight. We're here to rock out here in Snoqualmie. You are watching Eclectic Arts, man, and I'm glad to be here. On your head, yeah.
Usually that.
I like that.
All right, so we're here with the Count.
What's happening?
Count 77, and it's by our standards a hot day up here in Washington in July. So welcome to Snoqualmie.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. It's beautiful here for us because back home, rumor has it, it's 115 at the airport, and that's not even the hottest place in town. So it's great to be up here. What is it, 90?
Yeah.
We're loving it. I'll take it. And we're loving it. Everybody's going, boy, it sure is hot. We're going, I need a jacket.
I'm still in my hoodie.
Right? You're still in your hoodie.
It's a little chilly for
It's a little chilly for
Yeah,
me.
right.
Yeah, it makes sense. I've got relatives that are from Phoenix, so
Yeah.
this is like a break for them being
Oh, yeah.
here and that kind of thing. Oh, it's kind of cold. Where's my jacket at? Are you kidding me? We're all dying. I was born and raised here in Seattle, so
I got it.
we normally don't get this warm for this long.
Yeah.
You know, if we hit 80, it's like, oh, it's getting hot out here. We hit 90.
But it's not raining.
It's not.
This is awesome.
This is the plus that people don't know about the Northwest, but that probably just ruined what it's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, summer's like pretty nice up here.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And because of the rain, you get this beautiful scenery.
That's right.
That's gorgeous.
So let's talk about Count 77. You guys have been around for a while because I know with the names, it's John Zito?
Bam!
Yeah.
Right.
That you were jamming at your club, right?
Absolutely.
And at that point, you came up and started doing vocals. Is that
Yep.
kind of how-
Exactly. That's
Yep.
kind of how it started, right?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
We're still-
how many years has that been then?
7 this
About
month.
7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
7
jam-
years since our first show.
Our first show was
Yep.
July 7th, 7 years ago.
Yep. 7 years ago.
Wow. And so everybody can kind of maybe pitch in about what's your love of 70s music? Why is it
Who wants to
70s?
start on that?
No, we all grew up in the 70s. You know, going to high school and hearing all those great tunes, Zeppelin, Sabbath, you know, Aerosmith, Foghat, UFO, I mean, you name it, all the greatest music we feel came out of that era.
Absolutely. It's all blues music, and I'm a blues guy, so
And there was
70s
so
was the
much-
last, the last real hurrah of the great blues rock bands, Zeppelin, Purple, all that.
Great songwriters and singing, writing songs and singing.
Writing songs and singing. Great
And
songs.
great live concerts. The live concerts, the live shows of the 70s.
And that's kind of where we get our thing too.
That's what we do. We take a chunk of the 70s and we bring it to you today. So all of the influences that everybody was talking about, that's what influenced all of us growing up. Through the John Zito Jam, we all found each other, and it just gelled. And we've been doing this now for 7 years. So not only do we try to bring you some of the big hits of the 70s that we just love, and we also bring you new music. We've got two original records out, but the new music is what we consider new classic rock. It's very in your face hard, but it's new with that old flavor to it. But our shows, our concerts, we bring you a 70s show. We go out there and we'll rock for a good couple of hours in your face, just like an old school 70s show used to be.
Nice.
And we love it. We love it. We're stuck in this now.
Even when we try to make it a normal 90-minute show, we can't seem to do it.
We can't, now we just keep going.
We had a 90-minute set last week in Vegas. I think we played for 3 hours. Because we just love playing the music so much. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, we've never done a 90. We've tried.
we've tried.
We've come
It
close.
doesn't
We've
seem
never
to-
pulled it off. Yeah, we've never pulled it off.
Getting into like Springsteen territory.
Yeah.
Zeppelin, Springsteen again, great
Right,
70s artist performers. They
Right,
put on great shows.
Coming up soon.
Awesome. So how do you guys pick one of the cover tunes that I was looking through YouTube? You guys have done a lot of different cover tunes through the years.
Danny's wife chooses them.
That is a great handling. That's hilarious. A great one. You know, where we find
The great ones she's chosen.
Right. She has picked some of the best. We find them from the big, huge 70s songs that are a little bit more on the harder side, that are a little bit more on the B side, not something that has been beat to death by every tribute band or every cover band on the planet. We try to choose something that's a little off the beaten path, and we select what we call big boy songs, which is why everybody hasn't done it to death, because it takes a lot of rehearsal and a lot of work to pull off the covers that we select.
Yeah. And they're like anthems that everybody kind of knows. That it's almost like if you're from a certain era,
Right.
it just kind of came in your DNA.
Right.
I mean, everybody knows Slow Ride. If you're 6 years old or 100,
Right.
everyone knows Slow Ride.
Right, but not many people play it.
But not many people
Not many people
because
play it
it takes,
correctly.
like you said, it takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of work. Plus, you know you're doing it right when Foghat themselves
Amen.
posted us doing slow.
Amen.
Said these guys got it right, so that felt good.
That's huge kudos.
That felt good,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, themselves say
Amen.
there's a plus for this guy.
Yep,
Okay.
yeah.
And I know that we talked back 6 years ago on the phone, I don't know if you remember, like a ton of
I
years.
can't remember 6 minutes ago.
But we remember you.
Yes.
We remember talking to you.
Absolutely.
That your background, that I know your dad was in choir, gospel, that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's a Southern gospel, black gospel singer, absolutely.
And
That's how I grew up.
influenced you, so that a lot of people didn't realize that. They think of you as a car guy, motorcycle guy, which you are.
Yes.
You have this music background forever.
That was the first thing in my life. The first thing in my life was music because of my father. So that was number one. And then motorcycles came later, and then cars came after that. So I always say I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I'm still doing the three things that I love. It's just great. Music, cars, and bikes.
Awesome.
Yeah. And they all go together really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Do you play instruments?
I play enough to say he shouldn't play.
Your dad went to the test for that?
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
He does some mean organ though, he really
Yeah.
does. He gets on the B3
Oh, yeah.
and he does some good stuff with me sometimes.
Well, that's from the church days, so I
You can't lose
get
that.
away from a B3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I play enough to know that I shouldn't because these guys are amazing, but you know, I've been singing my whole life, so that's how it works.
Okay, and then with the original song that you guys have done, how's that songwriting process typically work, or is there a typical way those songs come together?
You know, and Stoney and everybody else can really add to this as well. I'm a guy that when we travel is the best time for me. I have a hard time writing anything at home, but traveling is great because you get time with your thoughts. So I'm that guy who just sits down with a pad and pen and just writes random thoughts constantly random thoughts on different subject matters, and I got tablets of this stuff. Stoney's the kind of guy who is just constantly noodling around with the guitar and finding different riffs and finding different vibes and things like that. And then we're blessed with an amazing gentleman, Mike Varney, who's our record company, Shrapnel Records, and Mike Varney is an amazing musician, and he's worked with everybody at one time or another. This cat sits down and makes sense of the things that we all have. I'll bring to the table what I've got. Stoney brings to the table. He got everybody brings to the table things that we have, and then Mike Varney is just really wonderful with making sense of the formula. So it's really, kind of a team effort, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so Mike come in as a producer then on the original stuff too, or more of a ranger, just kind of helps out where he can, and a little bit of everything.
Barney and I have been working together for about 14 years now. So we've done some Stoney Curtis records, and then we worked our way into the Count 77 stuff. So we've done seven albums together. We have a system that works very well.
Yeah, he's awesome. Mike is amazing.
I remember him when all the shred stuff was happening.
Right.
Apple
Yep.
Pie and all those guys, yeah.
Yep.
I'm a guitar player myself, so definitely know the name. He's been around forever, so.
Well, he is a legend amongst the guitar community. He's the godfather of shred guitar, and he's discovered some of the most amazing guitar players on the planet. So,
We're blessed to be able to work with him, but that was definitely a connection that Stoney Curtis brought to the table. With Mike Varney. Absolutely.
Okay. And I know you guys are playing here, obviously you've got a couple shows, I think in Vegas coming up, a couple shows that are in different cities. How do you guys end up picking or trying to, get yourselves out there on the road? You got all kinds of other businesses and everyone else kind of thing that you're doing.
We keep a map and a dartboard on the wall.
That's what we're doing today. We're going
That's
to
it,
Minnesota.
yeah, it's like we're going.
Well, we
Yeah.
really have been all over North America,
Yeah.
and people in Europe are screaming for us. People in South America are screaming for us, and really, we try to play as much as possible and try to spread ourselves around as much as possible. That fits into a schedule of you have got we all have our things going on. Of course, Danny has a television show, so. Yeah, we try to do it as much as possible. We've been all over North America.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, when are you coming to? Well, we were just there a month ago.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah.
We've either been there or we're coming.
Right, we do, we go all over the place, and like Chris was saying too, lots of times, like we're limited lots of times because, South America is dying for us to come down there, and the UK is dying for us to get there, things like that, and we're gonna do it one of these days, but my schedule is insane right now. I mean, we're season 8 of Counting Cars just hit the air a few weeks ago, and it's running right now, and we're still shooting elements of season 8 as it's on the air, and we're going right into shooting season 9. So for me, it's like I'm at the shop every day, and then we're with BTE, Big Time Entertainment, fantastic group of guys there that booked the band, and so they really work around my schedule on when can I get away and when how quick I got to get back. So yeah, we would love to go South America and UK and all this kind of stuff, but for me, I got to be able to get a chunk of time and not just a long weekend.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives me a good segue about the show that we talked.
I set that up. I did that.
Well, you got a background from TV stuff.
Absolutely.
That when we talked on the phone, you were doing season 2 and 3 back to back. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
And so what's it been like with, I think for most reality TV stars that you have, especially in Vegas, you have tourists coming there specifically looking for yourself or for Kevin or Honey Mike or whoever.
Yep.
And you might be here doing a show, you might be somewhere else doing things.
Yeah.
There's got a ton of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And some people are going to understand it, and
Right.
some people are going to be like kind of pissed.
Right.
Hey, where is he? He's so full of himself, whatever.
That's true.
So how do you kind of handle that?
Well, I am really full of myself, so it doesn't bother me. Yeah.
So no problem.
No. It is literally just the opposite, and I appreciate you seeing that issue. I try to be there as much as I can, but when I'm there, I'm working. I'm working all the time, and people do have this perception that okay, I'm getting on a plane in Kansas, and we're flying to Vegas, and I can't wait to shake his hand. And they come and they take the tour, which is free, by the way. I'm not there. And some people totally get it. They understand because they see the other elements of my life. If they're really paying attention, they know he's on the road right now doing this, or they know he's got to be, he's got to be working. He has working all the time. But there are those that get upset, and I get it because you're in their family room every week, so they have this perception that, hey man, we're family, So I expect my cousin Danny to be sitting there waiting for me when I arrive, and I want to. I do the best I can, but sometimes they just got to understand that when you're watching a television show, it's got to get done. Those cars have got to get done, and the scenes that get shot have got to get shot. So I can't be there greeting everybody at the door. And if they're paying attention to what's going on, they know right now I'm up in Washington State, so they got to understand that. It's a very small amount of people that get upset. Usually most people understand that I can't be there to greet them and sign their babies for them.
There's a lot, and there's a lot of people. I mean, they get anywhere between 300 and 1,500 people a day that come through the shop to do the free tour there and look at the car collection stuff. But it's not unlikely to run into Kevin. I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
Horny Mike's there all the time greeting people. Ryan, you'll catch Ryan walking around sometimes. Shannon. I mean,
Yep.
so those guys are there. But again, you also have to remember, the man has a rock club. He has a tattoo place. He has a band. He's got a studio, he's got the television show. There's a lot going on where he's not just like waiting at the door. Come on in, everybody. You know, it's
But he
everyone's working.
has been seen giving surprise tours every
Absolutely.
That's true.
Once in
Absolutely.
a while, it'll pop out.
That's true, you know, Paulie's right. I mean, there's times where it's like, oh, I'm not needed anywhere for an hour? Oh, okay, so I'll just show up on the showroom floor
Yeah.
where everybody's at and walk everybody around and talk about each car. I try, but it's like Chris was saying, I can't be there all
Can't
the
be
time.
everywhere all the time, yeah.
Yeah, but I love it, and I'm so thankful for the fans. I'm so thankful that people are enjoying what we do at Counts Customs, and I'm so thankful that people enjoy Count 77. Cars and bikes for me have been something that I absolutely have been passionate about forever, and doing it under a deadline now can be taxing at times, both mentally and physically. So when we get together, which we get together all the time for rehearsals, and then we get to go out and hit the road and play all the time, this is feeding my soul. So the people that come to the show tonight, they're gonna have a blast, but nobody's gonna have more fun than me, guaranteed.
And like you said too, it's not by accident. It's not by accident that they're going to have a great time and it's a great show.
Right.
Like I said, you know,
Right.
we take time and we rehearse, so add that into the schedule as well.
Exactly. It's just like the cars and the bike. I don't want a car to leave the shop unless it's just amazing. I don't want a bike to leave the shop unless it's just amazing. And I don't want the band to hit the stage unless we're just amazing. And frankly, it's pretty amazing, man.
Nice, okay. And maybe we can kind of go around to kind of have some information from the rest of the guys in the band. I don't want to be sitting here just talking all day.
All good,
Just kind of
man.
run to you guys.
Tommy really looks like he wants to chat for a while.
Tom's got stuff to say. Tom, Brittany Fox.
Brittany Fox, I was gonna say, in the 80s, yeah, for sure. And so what are you doing now?
He wasn't
besides-
actually in the band. That's just his name.
That was my name.
His real name is Brittany Fox.
I changed it later, once it
Okay.
became unpopular.
You're just a
yeah.
mascot in the videos
Just
and stuff?
yeah, I wore the skirt. I made a lot of money, but I wore the skirt, yeah.
Girls' school. That was
Girls' school, right?
Yeah, that was all me, prosthetics and stuff.
Besides Count 77, what else are you involved with? Can you plug?
I have my own band called the Tommy Paris Band, just put out a brand new album this year, and just basically can Count 77 and just teaching. I teach piano and guitar.
Okay. Does it feel weird doing the keyboards and the vocals in Count 77 and not being strapped with the guitar or something up there? Or?
No, it's awesome. I like singing with Danny. We got a goal to be on together, in sync and on pitch and rhythmically together, so it's quite a challenge. But no, I love it.
Okay.
Piano was my first instrument. I started playing when I was like 8, so that's what I started on. So no, it's not strange at all.
Nice. And then, if I remember right, I think that you're kind of considered the newest member of the band because the 5 are already existing, and then you kind of got brought in through Varney, is that right?
Yeah, I knew Varney from probably 1989.
Okay.
And then I also worked with Sean O'Dwyer, was the engineer for the project. So it was Varney and Sean O'Dwyer working with all these guys on the first 77 album. So someone said something to someone, hey, maybe you could do some organ or whatever. So I came in and recorded some organ stuff on the first record, and then later on, after they mixed it, said, hey, you want to join the band? It was probably about 4 years ago now. But
Yeah, calling
It's been more than that.
the newest member of the
It's been
band.
more than 4 years.
has it been more
Yeah,
than 4
it's
years?
been-
Okay,
It's
yeah.
been longer than that,
But
yeah.
I'll still always be
About
the
5
new
years.
guy.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Neil
But it's all-
Peart, like Neil Peart being the newest guy
Yeah,
in
he's
Rush.
still the new guy,
Yeah,
no
still
matter
the
what.
new guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's awesome. I wear a lot of
You
different
always
hats.
be the new guy, Tom.
Love it. I will. I will always be.
But we're lucky to have Tommy because Tommy is a world-class musician, and,
Yep.
and he sings as well as he plays guitar, as well as he plays bass, as well as he plays the
Everything.
guitar, drums. We've had a rehearsal, Paulie was in there, and Tommy goes, oh, I could probably get us through it. And he actually kind of got us through it. So, I mean, the guy can play everything. So.
Yeah.
There's that $20, Kurt.
All right, then over here, drums, correct?
Yes.
And then you're doing some, either you are or were doing things with Blue Man Group as well?
Yeah, I
Curtis?
was with Blue Man Group for 6 years, actually, in Vegas at the Luxor Hotel.
He was a dancer.
Sideshow Polly.
Sideshow Polly,
story.
that's a
That's a
new
whole
one there.
And various lounge bands through over time. I went on tour with the band Whitesnake as a drum tech for a year.
They're here right now, today.
I know.
Yeah, down at White River, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and got in the John Zito band fill in occasionally with Stoney Curtis Band, and with my main project right here at Count 77.
Okay.
And
And
it's me through life.
when you're in Blue Man, were you on the kit, or what part of the show?
Yeah,
were
I
you on?
started out playing kit, part-time drummer, and then I took a job as a drum tech because it paid better and had instant benefits. So I was able to keep a gig in town and then have a full-time job with insurance and everything. It was great. So I was able to, buy a house and live my life. And but I was with them for 6 years. It was a great run.
And did you ever do the one that went around the U.S., the complex thing, or was that just strictly in Vegas? That you did?
Actually helped prep for that tour, the first tour they did. I also worked on 2 of their records. I teched in the studio for both records.
Oh,
And yeah, we did a lot of stuff going on with that group.
nice. Okay, cool, cool. And then gentleman over here, bass extraordinaire.
Barry Barnes.
Barry.
Bass extraordinary, said I.
That's a nice one. Thank you.
Yeah.
You give that 20 to him.
I'm gonna be broke by the end of this interview.
Cool. So besides Count's band, what other projects you have going on?
Well, because I play bass, and there can only be one of those, I play with the John Cito band, I play with the Stoney Curtis band, and Count 77, and I love them all. I'm the most blessed guy.
And whatever other crazy concoction
Yeah,
you decide
I
to go
do
to.
sub a lot here and there, at the Tenors of Rock in Vegas,
All
Rock
the
of
shows,
Ages.
shows like that.
all the big shows in Vegas, this is the guy.
if they need me.
Long time Las Vegas entertainer.
Long time Las Vegas.
Rock of
Entertainment.
Ages.
Yeah, Rock of Ages. It was there.
Numerous.
Like I said, I'll be on the Shortino campaign and then my own political campaign. Vote Shortino 2020.
That's right.
Nice, thank you.
Rock Vegas.
Mr. Zito?
Hi. Yeah, well, just as you know, Count 77, I'm one of the guitar players in this band, and a great bunch of guys just got together because we just love hanging out and playing music. It started out just, hey, cover tunes we loved, and just grew from there. And currently working on a new John Zito album
Okay.
with these 2 cats right here, of course, and Stoney Curtis is producing it. He's co-writing, producing, doing everything. And it's at Count's Desert Moon Productions. So we're recording the album. It's called Baptism Under Fire, and it's getting close to being done. We're in the home stretch. I like what's going on with it. It's pretty heavy. It's really
September,
cool.
November?
Yeah, I think around September, right?
Okay.
And yeah.
It better be done right like in August. I think
My producer's gonna kill me if it isn't.
I'm thinking like next week.
Wait till Mr. McKee starts taking control.
Yeah, once McKee starts taking control.
Nice.
But yeah, just a great bunch of guys. And pass it off to you,
Yeah.
Stoney.
Stoney? Sounds like you have your own thing that has been going before this band and during this band and after this band. So what else can you talk about with your own solo career and things that you're up to?
My main gig is just babysitting these guys.
That's a good job.
That's gonna keep you busy.
Very good job. That's full time.
Yeah, so, but no, as we were talking and as Danny was saying, we've been together for over 7 years now, and
Yeah.
the same guys that started with are the same guys that you see sitting here, and we're still best of friends. We still love each other. When we were having dinner last night, somebody had taken a picture, and I posted this picture on Instagram and said, 7 years later, and we still have the best time hanging out with each other. We're all best friends. We love each other, and that's just what it's all about. We're making music with guys that you love and musicians that you respect. So
That's awesome.
that's the main thing for me.
Yeah, don't stop with this band.
That's so true. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean, we've never, we've never had a fight. We don't argue. We don't bicker. We don't anything. We show up. We kick ass, and we do it because I want to make sure that he has a great time. He has a great time. Him, and we all have the same attitude that we play for each other to put on the best rock show that anyone can put on. That can be put on by anybody, right? So if you go see the Foo Fighters or Aerosmith or Kiss or anything else, it's a top-notch show. But we go out there with the same idea and the same enthusiasm that they would put on the best rock show that we're going to see.
Awesome. That killer instinct type of thing. That
Absolutely.
give everything you got.
Yeah.
Everything
I mean,
just
and
goes
it's
strong.
we're like our own pack of wolves. We go out there and we're a team.
Similar to what they say in sports team too. You play with the guy next to you.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
We have so
Absolutely.
much fun on stage that it spills out into the crowd, and they start having fun too. It's just fun.
Awesome. just stoked to see
We
the
love
show
it.
tonight.
Oh, it's
What you
a
guys thought
ball.
about it,
It's
so.
a ball, promise you.
I'm getting stoked.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, to kind of wrap this up, so Danny, what do you have, we're going to kind of talk about a little bit, what's coming up in the future, the next year or so, of all the different things you got going on?
I think I'm gonna open up an alternative to Facebook.
Nice.
Right. I don't have a name for it yet, but it's where you post stuff and no one sees it. It's phenomenal. That's
No one likes it.
That's my goal. That's my goal. It's what I would refer to as anti-social media.
Every post comes up blank.
Right. That's my
Just
goal.
know you posted something.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you feel good about that,
Right.
as you should.
Social media is the downfall of society, and therefore I want to do an anti-social media.
Okay, the least amount of friends, the least amount of likes.
At least right.
No friends, no likes.
Least amount of traffic.
Your posts don't go anywhere. No, brother, I am just the luckiest guy in the world. I say it often, and I truly mean it. The television show is such a blessing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time. And these guys are my brothers, and they'll tell you, man, they see me days just beat down, and then they'll see me days where I'm up. So it's a roller coaster, but it's a blessing. It's an absolute blessing, and I'm so thankful for it. The other businesses, like Ernest was talking about, got a recording studio, a tattoo shop, a rock and roll club, and then, of course, the thing that feeds my soul is band and Counts Customs and everything. So just really, really super busy, but the show is going wonderful. I don't see anything really changing for me here in the near future. I think the history, the network history is so wonderful. They are really, really great people. And I'm not saying that to kiss butt. They're really, really wonderful. No, they're fantastic, and they treat me great, and our relationship is fantastic. So I just see the show continuing. They just bumped the show from 30 minutes to an hour format. They're calling it a legacy show. It's doing amazing in the ratings. I'm just really thrilled. So at this point, man, it's just steady as she goes. Just steady as she goes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, guys, and again, I'm so looking forward to the show tonight, so man, it's going to be awesome.
Thank you for
very much.
taking the time to talk to
Yeah.
us, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Let's have fun tonight.
Yeah, man.
Rock. Thank you, man. Absolutely.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure, man.
See you
Thank you very much.